Class is now in session. This is Weather U with Gabrielle Espinosa.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Weather U. This week we're going to talk about the supermoon. So there are two things that have to coincide for us to get a supermoon. It's going to be when the moon is in its full stage. We've got that already happening here. And the second is going to be where the moon is in relation to the Earth. So we've got the Earth here, we've got the moon in its full phase, and we've got the moon's orbit around the Earth in this gray ring. So the first point that we need to know is going to be apogee. That's when the moon is at its farthest point away from the Earth. So we've got all of this space between Earth here and where the moon would be at apogee. Now if we put this into motion and the moon continues its orbit around the Earth, eventually it's going to end up getting closer to Earth. That's called the perigee. There's only a little bit of space between the Earth and the moon. So just like anything, if you hold it closer to yourself, it's going to appear bigger, or when you hold it farther away, it's going to look smaller. When the moon is closer to Earth, it looks a little bit bigger. So that's how we get the supermoon. It just is closer to Earth, so it appears bigger, and when it's in its full stage, it's brighter as well. That's how you get the supermoon. Not too difficult to understand. Now there are some pretty interesting facts about the supermoon. It's 14% bigger and 30% brighter than when the moon is at apogee. Now, it's kind of hard to see because the moon is so far away from us, but you can measure it. It's about the width of your fingernail if you can hold that up to the moon and measure the difference if you're ever interested in that. Also, it doesn't happen too much. It only happens a few times a year. So when it does happen, be sure to get out there and observe it because it is pretty cool. That's all I've got for you this time. Class is dismissed.